As you have seen, the day started with a little bit of tennis. During that I got my backpack ready and now I'm going to meet Edith. This is the first episode of our Hiking Near Cluj series and today we are going to Peak Peana, the highest peak in the close proximity of Cluj. If I'm running it takes me around 1 hour. Today we will see how much time it will be hiking. We are expecting snow, so I took my winter boots. We have arrived in the parking lot of the Cluj-Napoca restaurant, so I will put on my boots and we are leaving to the peak. We are putting on the gaiters as well. Here we will turn left. And I'm not yet sure if we will need the micro spikes or not. Only here you can see something like that. One more reason to hike in Transylvania. It says 2 hours and 45 minutes to the peak. Here is the first junction that's easy to miss. Up there near that guy is the old marking. But here we could go straight ahead as well, we wouldn't get too much lost. But instead we will go left into the forest. According to the old sign, 10 kilometers, 3 hours. In the past the trail went ahead here, but at some point this ditch appeared, over which we jumped at some point, but now there is a trail to the left. Here's the first place where we can get lost quite easily. It took me some tries until I realized that the trail isn't going ahead here, but to the right. Those signs on the trees were not there. We have put on the micro spikes because the snow is frozen. And also the first steep climb follows. It took us 25 minutes to get here, including the time needed to put on the micro spikes. Here's the end of the first steep part and we will have shortly a viewpoint to the right. Running it takes me around 7 minutes to get here, so we are in time. Here the path goes straight ahead into the bushes, but we are going to the right to the viewpoint. It's just a few steps. The snow is deeper here, so it's good that we have the gaiters. Unfortunately, these shacks are in a really bad state. Some time ago they were almost perfect, and from here we already have a nice view. From here the path is not that easy to find, especially when the vegetation is thick. This alternative is not so good, so we go back to the main path and turn right from there. It will be easy for us now because recently there was a race here and the path is marked with tape. But when the vegetation is not dry like now, but green and dense, it's a little bit difficult to find the path. Up to this point, the blue cross and the orange dot came along together, and here's the point where they are splitting. The orange dot is actually the route of a contest, which describes a 6-kilometer circuit and goes back to the restaurant. But we are going ahead following the blue cross. Here the trails split, there's the blue cross and there's the orange dot. I have on only a long sleeve shirt and a fleece, but I'm still feeling hot. You don't have to put on too many layers because you are generating heat from moving. You have to avoid sweating because it's even more dangerous than in the summertime. We are arriving at another point when it's easy to get lost, but if we look carefully we can notice an arrow pointing to the left. Now we are arriving to the place called the Meadow of the Priests, where from the left, from the St. John Spring, comes the red triangle marking and follows to the right, this way, to the Brühl viewpoint. But unfortunately this branch is quite hard to follow because of the fallen trees. Last time we even managed to get lost there, so I don't recommend you to try it without a GPS track. That would be it. To the right you can see there the red triangle marking, and there are only footpaths of animals that way. So this is the junction to the Brühl viewpoint. And shortly from the left, the path from the St. John Spring. So here's the junction.